Hey everybody, it's Lee with the Turquoise Valentine, and tonight I'm going to show you how we're going to put this together. I know a lot of you have already got this set and it should be coming to you. If not, you ordered it today, it will be going out to you. Excuse me. And I'm going to show you how to put this together because it's not really self-explanatory, but it's very simple. So if you're watching replay, I hope you enjoyed this. I will be cutting more of these and offering some more. Hey Liz, hey Kathy, hey Darla. So while everybody's hopping on, I'm going to start peeling all the little pieces, the tape off the top while I'm saying hello to everybody, because I want to do it just like it is when y'all get it. Y'all know it all comes with the masking on the top, and so I'm going to peel off all these pieces. Hey Michelle, hey Lisa, yay, you got yours. Awesome. They're so cute, y'all. This, I always say that every time I create something, this is my favorite, but this is right up there in the top. I love this. You made more flowers today, Shirley? Those flowers are awesome. They are an addiction for sure. So I'm going to create one, and y'all see I already have one of my own. And somebody's going to get the one I'm going to make tonight. Somebody will get that in Happy Mail. Because I don't need two. So I'll be nice to somebody and gift it to them. So if you're just hopping on, I'm just peeling off the masking that comes on top like it always does. So I wanted to start from scratch just like yours would be. So I have to peel off all the pieces just like you do. Hey Debbie. Hey Shirley. Shirley, I am putting together this set, this set that comes out of my shop. These are actually beads, and I'm going to show you how to put it together because there's been a lot of people that have ordered them, so they can always refer back to the video to see how to do this. But it's very simple. It's not hard at all. And I'll probably end up doing some more sets like this because I really like this look. And everybody else seems to like it too. So thank you, Joanna. Hey Jennifer, awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you, Lou. So I'm just peeling while I'm talking. I do too, Judy. I love this set. It is so, so pretty, and I don't know. I love it. Make the tassel. Yes, Susie, I'm going to make it from start to finish, just as far as peeling off all the tape. So yes, I'm going to show you how to make the tassel. Yes, Vicki, mine too. So we're going to, I got my nails done today, and it's kind of bright. Is it not bright in it? I picked this color, and then I started changing my mind. I was like, no, it's done now. So it is bright, but I like it. Yay, Carol. Trisha, where did I go? Where'd I go where? I'm not really sure. And if you have trouble, sometimes I have trouble peeling this off too. You can always get, like there's this little pick thing that comes from Dollar Tree, or you can get a paper clip and you can just kind of pick up the little end piece of the tape, make it come up, and then just peel the rest of it off like that if you have trouble. Because it can be stuck really good sometimes. But that keeps the wood from burning in the process. So we have nice pretty wood under there and the wood's not charred. Yay, Lori. The blocks are 2 by 2. They're 2 inches by 2 inches. And they're just the perfect size for your tiered tray. And see, they are actually on the string. So, or your dough bowl or your mantle or wherever you want to put it. You can put it anywhere you want to. Yes, I'll be cutting more scissors. I'm waiting on my mailers to come. My big mailers that I mail the scissors. Thank you, Martha. They're bright, but it's a good summer color. They were way overdue. I was trying to wait closer to next week when I go to Nashville to a business retreat. Excuse me, to get it done. Yay, Carla. But I went ahead and got them done today because I couldn't stand it any longer. Okay, so I got all my stuff peeled off. I'm going to move this out of the way so y'all can see. Y'all can see what it looks like. That's what we're going to do. What kind of wood is it? It is 1/4 inch birch plywood, okay? Now, when you get yours, you're going to have a pack that looks like this, and then you're going to have a pack that looks like this, and all your little letters are sandwiched in between there. That just protects them from getting broke in the transit. And then you're going to have your little hat, and your little piece is your hat, and you're going to have a bag of beads, okay? So, the way I did mine, and you don't have to paint yours just like mine, okay? You have 10 beads. You have 4 down here, 4 up here, and 2 in the middle. So you have 10. So we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do 4 red, and then the other 6 will be white. But like I said, you do you, and you do the colors you want to do. This shirt is from Bella the Barnes. She's another creative friend of mine. It's from her shop. It was from her mom has cancer, and she sold shirts for her. So that's what this is from. It says, "My hope is in him." And all my other t-shirts were in the wash. So I got to get on my washing, guys. I'm out here cutting and busy, and I'm not inside washing. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and paint my beads first and be done with that. And, hey, Tina, you ordered 2 sets. You would still love to win a set. Well, that's great, because I'm going to choose someone, and we're going to go with it. Let's see. That's funny. Is it Carl and Les? That's funny. Yep, she'd be Lily. That's what my daddy used to call me when I was little, was Lily. Okay, so I'm going to paint. We need 4 red. And if y'all don't paint beads, or, you know, you may have your own method of doing it. This is the way I like to do it. I put them on bamboo skewers, and I just, y'all feel like I got something in my throat. I had to wolf down my supper, and live nights are always crazy at my house. We have to rush, and eat and all that stuff. But I just like to, this is a little Parmesan cheese container thing from the Dollar Tree. And I put my bamboo skewer in there. And I've tried it all different ways. And this is the way I like to do it. But you do you, and you do how you like to do it. But it's not many, so you don't have to do too many. And this is just regular Anita's. And it's tomato red is the color. But you do whatever color you like. The Christmas red they have is called Christmas red. It's a little deeper than this. I just kind of like the bright cherry red for my Christmas. So I just get up in between all those beads. But like I said, I told y'all we were going to do this from start to finish. And that's what I meant. I wasn't going to prep anything or anything. I was going to do it just like I was doing it if I was by myself. Teach those boys how to do laundry. That's right. Well, they do. They know how to do laundry, so they do some. They just have to just tell them and get the whip out and do it. So there's my red. Now the white will probably take 2 coats, and this is just regular apple barrel white. Had to get a new bottle. I was out. Thank you, Judy. Okay, so like I said, I just kind of messily just kind of paint them in a hurry. And they might stick together, but it's, it's not like I'm coating it on really thick. So they don't, like, glob together. And I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Allergies are the pits, y'all. Hey, from Michigan, Debbie. What's the temperature like in Michigan? It's hot here. It's like 94 today. And, we have humidity that adds to that, so... Oh my goodness. I don't, Nicole, I don't sell anything already painted. I just do it because as a crafter myself, my thing is I would see, my nose is wanting to run down. I would see people do stuff on Facebook or YouTube or whatever, and then I would run to the store to go get whatever it was they did so I could do it, and then they would be sold out. And it would be aggravating because I couldn't get it. So I got a laser machine, and that was kind of my goal, was to do to cut out stuff for crafters to be able to create with. Because, we're kind of limited on what we can get. I mean, Hobby Lobby and Michael's and all that stuff. But I wanted just to be a little different and try to provide blanks for people to do their own. And that way you can paint it whatever color you want to paint it. So no, I don't sell already painted. Because if y'all know, my nose is running. If y'all know, when you do one of these sets or anything, it takes a little bit of time. So let's see, I'm getting it all done, and I'll probably have to go over it. And this dries real fast. I don't do thick coats, and y'all are gonna have to excuse me. I'm gonna have to wipe my nose. So hold on just a second. Oh, allergies are the pit, y'all. Okay, sorry. my nose is just about to pour. What kind of laser do I have? Well, Janice, I have, and I got paint all over the top of that brush. I'm just gonna quick go over these real fast. I have 2 glow forges, and that's what I started with a glow forge. And now I have a big machine that's really quick and really big and fast, and I can cut a whole lot more and a whole lot quicker. It's a AEON Mira 9 is what I have. And then I have another laser coming, so it should be here at the end of the month. Lots of rain and flooding in Michigan. So see, this already dry, so they dry quick. I don't put on a whole bunch of paint. I just kind of, y'all, what is itching my nose? Something in the air, I guess. I have the worst allergies. I just put on little thin coats. Anita's, yeah, but this is Apple Barrel White. I don't like Anita's white. I don't like their white at all. It doesn't want to cover as well, but the Apple Barrel, I use that or Deco Art or some other white. But this is Anita's, and it's called Tomato Red, and they have it at Hobby Lobby, and I think it's actually one of the more inexpensive paints that they carry. I'm just making sure. Now, I see I'm painting this for somebody else, one of you, so I feel like, okay, I got to be extra careful and get all the spots because I want it to be perfect. All right, so there are my beads. Okay, I'm gonna set them over here and let them do their thing and dry. All right, we're gonna get started on this. So I'm gonna, yes, Jane, what I put them up at 6:30 and they've already sold out. And I was like, whoa, because it was a bunch. And I was like, whoa, okay. So now, my squares, I'm gonna paint the back. But I'm gonna put fabric on the front of mine. Now you can paint yours any way you want to. You could put scrapbook paper on the back of yours. You could do whatever. You could put scrapbook paper on both sides. Whatever you want to do, you can do. You can do whatever you want. But I'm gonna put fabric. We're gonna Mod Podge fabric on the front, like that's how this is. But I'm going to paint while I got my red out here. Already poured. I'm going to put these 3 to the side because I don't want to paint them red because I'm going to Mod Podge on top. Thank you for sprinkling. Hey, Billy. Okay. So, I know that the backs are going to be red. Okay. And I already know that the Santa hat is red. And the back of the Santa hat is red. Okay. So, I like to paint this stuff with these sponges. You don't have to. It's just easy. They're very expensive. They come from Walmart. They're just the wedge makeup sponge things or whatever. The little sponges. So I'll show you how easy this goes. And if you've ever seen me paint one of these sets, you'll know. You'll be like, oh yeah, that's right. It's so easy. So I just get my paint and I kind of dip it in my paint. And then I kind of come over here and dip a little of it off because I don't want it just gobbed up on the end, okay? So I've already peeled off the masking tape. And then I'm just going to basically paint with my sponge. And it goes really quick. Just like that. Then I'm going to get a little more paint. And I'm going to do these other 2. And then the thing about these sponges is when you, like when I get done with this red, I can just snip it off with a pair of scissors. And then use another color. Or my white. Or whatever. Oh, you're making a trip to Hernando Kroger. Cool. They have a lot of cool stuff for vegan people. They have a lot of different stuff you don't find everywhere else. So I let that dry, and since it's so thin of a coat, like this one's already dry. The first one is already dry, okay? So I'm gonna go back and do another coat because I want that deep, pretty red. I love painting. I painted some stuff today that I'm trying out because y'all know every time I do a new thing or a new set, I have to cut it and kind of get it to the size I want and cut it, and then I have to paint it and see how it looks. So it takes a little bit of time, but so that's 2 coats. So that's 1 coat. So you can kind of tell the difference in the 2. Well, you may not count on the camera, but I can. Oh, and I dropped it down in my white paint. That was not smart. Let me just get another one. I dropped my sponge in the white paint. Okay. And I paint other stuff with these little things. They're awesome to paint with. If you're like me and you leave your brushes sitting in the water all night and you're like, oh, why did I do that? Okay, so I got all 3 of those. Now I'm gonna paint the hat, okay? Now, on this, you can paint the whole thing white. I mean, the whole thing red if you want to, because we're gonna cover up this piece, because this piece is gonna be white and it's gonna go over that, okay? So I'm just only gonna paint where I need to. I'm not gonna waste my paint. So you can be kind of messy about it and just paint because we're gonna cover that up, okay? And that's all that's red. Yes, had to think about it. Yes, I'm gonna do fall minis. I was working on that today, actually. My husband's like, oh, those are cute. I was like, I know, thanks. I have to show him everything I make. Yes, Denise, I will be cutting more, so don't worry. You know, I'll be probably cutting these until Christmas. I was thinking today that what I'm probably going to end up doing is offering Christmas items like from now until Christmas. And that way it's not such a mad rush of everybody trying to get all the Christmas stuff. Does that make sense? Like in a month or whatever. Okay. So now here's the little ball that's going to go on his little, the hat. And if you wanted to make this textured, you could. You could, what I did is I kind of just did my sponge, put a little more paint on it, and I just kind of made it like, I know you can't see it, but it's, the paint kind of looks a little, it's got a little texture almost to it. It's going to take a little bit longer to dry. Yeah, I like using the sponges too. Okay, so here's the piece that goes on his hat. That's the little white fuzzy stuff on the hat. So I'm just painting that along. But it's going to have time to dry because we got to Mod Podge those blocks. So with just bouncing it up and down, it kind of gives it a textured look to it. Okay, I might have to go back over that. All right, so we got that done. Now, all my little ho-ho letters, okay? Sorry, y'all, my nose is wanting to run. Faith, I do. I have 2 glow forges that I hardly ever use anymore. I have a big laser, and it's a lot faster. Yes, Rhonda, he does. He supports me and, you know, gives me his honest opinion about stuff. But yeah, he's 100% supportive. Okay, so you could add glitter on the little pom-pom. That would be cute. Or you could glue a real pom-pom on there if you wanted to. You don't have to use the circle. Just be inventive. Do it how you want to do it. Tina, you can text join and to that number up there, and it will add you automatically. Okay, thank you. Okay, so here's the little letters. Now, you can do it 2 ways. You could stick them to masking tape, how you see me do it before, and then paint them all together, but I'm just gonna, they're so easy to hold, and I'm just gonna paint them real quick. And it goes really quickly this way. See? All right. Just don't get a lot on your sponge. That's the key to it. You want to just do little bitty light coats. You don't want to gob it on there where it runs over the sides. That's kind of the key. So you tap some paint on your sponge and then kind of tap some off. So I'm just going to tap, tap, tap. I hope y'all had a good week. And I have. It's gone by quick though. This week has. Whoop. Okay. All right, so let me show y'all something here, okay? So after you peel your masking off, can y'all see that little spot right there where it kind of scorched the wood a little bit? That little dark spot, y'all see it? That little spot? Okay, so if you have some of that on your piece, all you have to do is take like your sandpaper or an emery board, and I just kind of do this. Let me get it over here. Because that is where it kind of scorched and maybe the masking came up a little bit. And just kind of sand it off. And it'll come off. And you know, if your wood kind of looks rough before you start painting, you can always run your sanding block or something over it just to get it smooth before you start. I don't sand the wood before I start. Lord, I'd be here. I'd be here all night and all day, more than I am. You want a watercolor tattoo? It's starting to peel and get all kind of flaky and stuff now. But they're so pretty. If you'll look them up on Pinterest, you'll be like, oh gosh, look how pretty, look how pretty, look how pretty. I've been wanting one for a long time. Linda, it'll just wash right off because it's gel nail polish. I get the gel, and so it's on there. It's not coming off. And I only got my nails done because of the wedding, and I've just kept it up because I knew I was going to Nashville to that business retreat, and so I just kind of kept it going till then, and then I'll probably take them off because it doesn't. I can't work good in them, guys. I'm gonna be honest. Okay. So, last little O. Thank you. Yes, you could use the Snow Tex on there. I've never used it before, and I probably need to get some for this Christmas. I've never used it, but yes, you could do that. And I've painted something last year with the baking soda and paint, and it gives it a texture too. What's the watercolor tattoo? I got it last Friday. It's my best friend had that heart on her foot, and I'm just gonna tap over them again, real quick, because y'all know the white has to have pretty much 2 coats. I've been wanting a watercolor tattoo forever, and when she passed away, I got the same heart with watercolor as she had on her foot, and we had matching tattoos on our foot too, on the other foot. So I decided I was going to do that for her. So every day I can look at that, and she's with me. Because she was like my sister. The sister I didn't have. Okay. I'm just kind of tapping over them again. Yes, Gina, I love painting with a sponge. Love it. It's just so quick and fast. And you can cover an area really fast. And then when you're done, you can just snip them off and keep using them. Okay, so got all that done. So I'm going to put all my letters over here. And I'm going to, that's already dry, so I'm going to go one more coat on here and kind of give it this little textured look to it. But yeah, you could use Snow Tex for sure. It would really look cool on here. Can you buy that all the time, or is it just a Christmas thing, I wonder? Where did I get my tattoo? I got it up here at a place local. And yes, it hurt. The color part hurt. Some of it did. Not all of it. But wasn't anything I couldn't stand. So, alright. Got all that. I see a spot on my bead that I need to get. Let me paint. I see a spot right here that I need to touch up. Don't you like it when you looking at something and you think, oh, I got it all covered, and then you look back and you're like, now wait a minute. I didn't see that before. Okay. That's why I have 10 paintbrushes out here on my table. Okay. Now, these are the pieces I'm going to Mod Podge, okay? I did this one, the one that's finished. I did it in gingham, in the red gingham, and you can get fat quarters at Walmart. I'm going to do it a little different, and I'm going to do this one polka dot, because mine's gingham. So the 3 fabrics that I'm using in the tassel are white. I just used white, and this was a remnant from Hobby Lobby. Always check the remnant section, guys. It's really cheap. There'll be whatever they have left on the bolt when somebody gets a piece and there's not enough left, they'll just throw it and wad it up and put it back there in the remnant section for a couple of dollars. So this came from the remnant section. I think this was a 1 yard piece from Walmart, and it's not expensive, but you think you're going to use this for Christmas, you can use it for Valentine's Day, you can use it for 4th of July, ants, picnic, watermelon, whatever in the summer. So you're going to get a lot out of, buying a yard of fabric for something, okay? This was a fat quarter, and those of y'all that know what fat quarters are, it's a 1/4 of a yard, but it's a little fatter than that. My friend Kelly calls it a thick quarter, I think is what she calls it. She said, what's that thing called, a thick quarter? So I started tearing off of it. It was a new one when I started. So it had, I used about this much of it. So you can get a lot out of that, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my square, my little piece, and I'm going to just take my fabric and I'm going to lay it down. This is real scientific, guys, real scientific. I'm going to try to get my polka dots straight, but I'm going to just draw on my fabric with a pen so I'll know exactly where to cut. And we're going to do 3 of those. This is so easy. And scrapbook paper works good. And you could just paint it red if you wanted, or green, or whatever color you're going to do yours with. That's up to you. But it doesn't have to be just like mine. You can do it however you would like. However you would like. It's yours, and it's blank, and it's a blank canvas, and you do it as you want to. Yeah, I like the polka dots. I want to see the polka dots. I'm all about some polka dots. And there's polka dots in that tassel too, the one I have made. There's polka dot fabric. Okay. So I got my squares drawn on my fabric. I told you it's real scientific. Tattoo in the same spot on your arm. Cool. That's a common spot, I think. So now I'm just going to cut out my squares. And I'm going to cut kind of on the inside of the line that I drew. So it'll be just it'll be the perfect size. Because when you trace it, it's a little bigger. Because we can't sand this off like we would if we were doing scrapbook paper. All right. So there's my squares. The kit's $22, and that's shipping included, and you get 10 beads, and you get all the pieces of wood to make it with. You just don't get the fabric and the string. That's the only thing. Just because, people want their own colors to do their own Christmas with. There's just so many options, and I wanted it to be where you could kind of design it yourself and what colors that you wanted to do. And you could totally do jute with it on the ends and not do fabric. You don't have to do fabric tassels. You could do jute or twine, or like baker's twine tassel. You could do that. It's totally just so many options you can do. Okay, so I got all my squares cut out. See, that's gonna look so cute in it with a ho 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 ho. Yeah, so you can use, yes, Lorraine, you can use it for Valentine's Day, you can use it for Christmas, 4th of July, all that stuff. You can use it so many times. And if you're like me, I have a huge fabric stash that I'll show y'all one day when I get cleaned up in here. That's going to be my goal, is to get cleaned up in here so I can show y'all a video. Okay, so now all we're going to do is, let me make sure they all fit, and then we'll just do them all three at one time. I'm just kind of making sure if I need to cut a little bit off, because I don't want it to hang over just because we can't sand it off like we would paper. Get it fixed so I can see. Okay, I'm gonna cut a little off this side. Okay, now, all right, is your favorite color? So I'm just gonna put a little Mod Podge on my square. I know y'all probably can't even see it because of that light. You can see it right there. And you could use a sponge if you wanted to, but I'm just going to quickly just brush my Mod Podge on. And you don't want it soaking wet, but you want it to the where it's, you know, going to have enough to hold it on there. But y'all know it dries real, real fast. So I'm just going to put my square on there. And then just smooth it out. I love Mod Podging with fabric. That's like one of my faves. Pull it a little bit this way. Okay, so there it is. Isn't it cute? It's like a little cracker, doesn't it? A little red saltine cracker. I'm just putting Mod Podge on. And same thing. You can kind of slide it when you first get it on there, but after that, it's pretty much stuck. Oh, you can sand fabric off, Bobby? Awesome, I'll have to try that. If I got a little on the edge right there, I might try it. Okay. I had never sanded the fabric, but I know I do the paper all the time, but I've never done the fabric. Okay. Last one. I got too much Mod Podge, so it's oozing out the sides. All right, so here's our little squares. Aren't they cute? The polka dots are gonna be so precious. You notice Walmart had, I know, I saw them the other day, and somebody else in the group posted that they got unicorn brushes, but I'll have to get some and try them. All right, let's see. It's working. It's making my sanding block like come all apart, but it works. All my little dusting from my sanding block. Jeez. Okay. But you can also take an X-Acto knife and cut it if you get it a little too big. Whatever you want to do. Or you can sand it just like she just told us. Okay. So I got all those. Now I'm going to show you the big part. This is where we assemble our little blocks, our square beads, okay? So I use super glue gel. It comes from Dollar Tree like this, or you can get a big bottle if you want to. I need to get a big bottle because I use these things like water. You can get the big bottle or use this. So no, we don't need to paint these little guys. These are the pieces that go in the middle. You're not even going to see them. So that's the sweet part about it. You don't have to paint them. So you have 6 of these, 2 for each one. So this is how we're going to do it, okay? So here's the back. That's the back, okay? We're going to put one rectangle here and one rectangle there. And that's how I'm going to glue it together. So you see I got a little tunnel in the middle. That's where the twine is going to go through there, okay? So I'm going to, I did it many times between crafts and food. Anyway, so I'm going to do that and glue those together. Oh, I got to paint the back of the hat. Thank you for telling me that. Somebody would get a hat and with no paint on the back. They'd be like, she halfway finished this thing. Thank you. I'll just do it really fast. Forgot about him. I'm just going to paint the whole thing red. That's what I did to mine. I just painted the whole back red. You could also paint it white with a thing, but you're really not going to see it unless it flops around. Okay. All right. There he is. He's drying. Thank you very much. Okay. You're good, Jean. We're just putting this little kit together, and if you ordered a kit, you can always go back and watch the whole thing when you get yours so you'll know how to do it. So this stuff, it does not take a lot, okay? I usually put a couple of little dots, you know, I know you can't see it, it's clear, but I just put a few little dots, and the beauty in the gel is the fact that you can set it down and get it lined up with the edge and get it straight like you want it. And it gives you a few seconds to where you can move it. Okay? So see, now I got it where I want it. I'm not going to mess with it. And it's going to set up in just a few seconds. So just don't put your glue close to the edge because it'll ooze out. But same thing with this side. And we're going to do all three this way. So we're making a bead, technically. Because we're going to have that tunnel in the middle. And just kind of use your fingers and get it straight. And there's that one. And I'll hold it up in a second once it's set up. I'll show you. I'm gonna cut more, and I will restock. It's probably gonna be when I get back from Nashville. I'll be in Nashville Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday of next week. I've got to go. My son, who just got married, him and his wife, that's weird to say, I don't even know if they're on here, they are getting a puppy this weekend, and it's getting its shots on Monday, and they both have to work. So I'm going over to their house. Well, it's 2 hours away, and I'm going to dog sit for the whole day. My grandpuppy, I guess you would say. So I get to go do that Monday because I don't want to leave the dog getting its shots that day and then leaving it all day. They don't want to do that. Thank you for sprinkling. Okay, so here is the third one, and I'll show you the first one because it's probably set up. And you just put it down and kind of line it up with the edge and the top edge and the side edge and get it straight. This is so easy, y'all. Promise it is. Well, you just need paint. Kim said she needs to make a list. You just need paint, use some super glue, and fabric if you want to use fabric, and that's pretty much it. And you probably have paint. Yeah, the Dollar Tree quit selling the good white ones. I have to go to Walmart and get them. Okay, so here's the first set, and it's still not, that one's still not kind of set up, so I'm not going to mess with it. That side is, this side's not. Sometimes if you get it a little thick. Okay, that one's set up. So see, it's all set up. But see the little tunnel in the middle? Now when we put the lid on, when we glue it like that, we're going to have a bead. Isn't that cool? Oh, they're getting a golden doodle. I'm sorry. I didn't even tell y'all. And its name is Winnie, like Winnie the Pooh. I was like, oh, that's so cute. Okay. I must have put a thicker coat on that one because it don't want to set up. All right, so now my nose is wanting to run again. You dog sit while she works. Oh, that's so sweet. Okay, now when you do this part, we're gonna put the lid on. It doesn't matter because they're 2 by 2, so it doesn't matter. But when you go to put your ho 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 on, you're gonna have to make sure which way your letters are going as far as the string running through there, okay? Does that make sense? Okay, so I got my little tunnel. Now I'm gonna put my lid on, same thing. Just gonna put a couple of little dots of super glue. Gel. I like the gel just because it doesn't soak into the wood. And it gives you a few seconds to kind of position what you want before it sticks. Because y'all know, once it's stuck, it's stuck. Stuck like Chuck, isn't that what we said the other night? Okay, so, same thing with this one. I just kind of get my fingers on the sides and on this side, and I just kind of get it square, lined up square. And yes, usually I end up with super glue on my hands almost on a daily basis when I'm putting stuff together. Not every day, but I have super glue almost all the time. Somewhere I'll find it on my finger over here or something. That's just normal, right? Paint, super glue, something. A corgi, aw, those are so sweet, dogs. What's the wood? The wood is the set, it's Lee. My name is Lee too. It looks like this, and it's a set that I sell. And I'm showing everybody how to put it together, so when they get their kits in the mail, they can, they'll know how to assemble the blocks like they're like beads. Okay, now, there's our things. Okay, so you see one side doesn't have anything. There's your tunnel, there's your straight side, other side, and then there's the tunnel. So you know what I'm saying when I mean that you have to make sure your letters are going this way, where the tunnel's going that way, rather than this way, because it's completely square, so you can't tell. So I got stuff all over that sanding block got stuff all over my letters. And if you're not careful, your super glue will ooze out a little snake out of the tube because you just set it down on this little plate. So I just kind of scoop it up with the tip and I use it because it makes a little glob on the plate if you squeeze it too much. Okay, so I got it on the back of my H. Gonna make sure my hole is right here. And then I'm just gonna kind of drop it down and eyeball it where I want to put it. And then I'm just gonna kind of press on it to get it down into that fabric. And I'm gonna do the other ones this way. And put just little dots of super glue. You don't have to put a lot. Just little dots of super glue where it where it won't run out of the sides. The kit is 22. It's sold out right now. I released a whole bunch of them earlier, and it's sold out again. So I'll be cutting more. Don't worry. All right, there's that one. So I just kind of just put a dot, just different places. You don't have to coat the whole back, I promise. It's strong stuff. All right, let me show you something real quick about the H and the O. See, the H is that way. If you want to do your H this way, go right ahead. But it goes that way, and then the O is smaller at the top than it is at the bottom. Okay. So I'm just putting couple of dots on the back. Like I said, it doesn't take a whole lot. All right. Last one. I just kind of give it a little press because it gets that super glue down in the fabric. Let's see if this one's set up. Okay, so that one's already set up, see? And there's my hole on the sides. You don't want your hole up here. I guess then you could have it the other way if you'd have to do them all three that way though. I had to look to make sure I didn't mess it up. Okay, so there's all my ho-ho-hos. And my Santa hat, we're gonna glue it. So see, this is gonna cover up that part down there at the bottom that we don't have to paint. You can just leave it blank because it's gonna get covered up with this little 3D piece. And if you bought the Santa set at Christmas, this past Christmas, the one with the Santa and the chimney and all that, this hat matches that set. Kind of did that on purpose. Because like if you already have the set, it'll match. And then I'm going to do the little ball on his hat. Just going to kind of hold it and press it down a little bit. And now it's gonna set up. So there's my hat. So now we got all the pieces put together, and it started off like this, and now it's like this. Isn't it cute? So we're done with the super glue. Let me put it up before it oozes out, and I set my hand down in it, because then I'll have it all on the side of my hand. I do that too. So see how easy that was? That's not bad. So see, it looks like that. 2 rectangles in the middle, and you have that little tunnel, like a bead. Diane, you can use jute if you want to. I don't send it in the kit just because, you know, that's kind of up to you what you want to use. Kathy, I'm going to restock them. I got to cut this piece of fabric off right here. It's bothering me. Okay. All right. So, all I did with my fabric that I showed y'all earlier is I tore pieces of it about that wide, maybe 3/4 of an inch maybe. You do it like you want to. If you want to use jute and do jute tassels, you can do that. You can use baker's twine, however you want to do it, or just regular white twine. So, let's see, I'm getting ahead of myself. Get my fabric out here. So I got the polka dot that matches. I got gingham, and then I got the white. Like I said, check the remnant sections of your fabric store. Joann's always has a big remnant section, and I always do that. And I am throwing a little bit, I got some lace on a roll, and I just cut some off in some pieces just to add a little something in there. Okay, got that. Now, I'm just going to use, this is just white twine, and you can get white twine, you can get it pretty much anywhere, jute, whatever you want to use, because you're really not going to see it except for what wraps around your tassel, and you can do that in anything, okay? So y'all know me, I'm going to pull out more than I need, way more than I need, because I have a whole roll, so I'm not scared of running out, because it's like $1 a roll. Okay, so I'm going to cut off a bunch, because I have this fear of running out. All right. So what I like to do, and I know there's tons of ways to do this, and this is what works for me, so you do what works for you, is I start with my tassel first, and I'm going to just lay out just these strips, just kind of randomly lay them out. I'm actually just going to do them in a row, like this color, this color, this color. I'm not going to throw as much lace in there as the fabric though. Hey Jackie from South Carolina. And pull all these strings off here in the process. I like to tear my fabric. It just gives it that little extra look to it. So I like to tear mine. Okay. So, and I just build my tassel, and I'm just making a little pile. And these are cut probably, I know somebody has probably already asked, roughly 10 inches, 9 inches. I just kind of eyeballed it when I cut them. I got strings everywhere. Okay. So I just, about roughly 9 inches, because I'm going to fold it in half to make my tassel. And it's probably going to be bigger than I want, and I'll have to cut it off. All right. I don't want to end with the white on top though. So I'm going to put this, going to end with that on top. So I always just kind of pick it up, and I kind of find the middle, and I just kind of look at it and think, okay, that's enough. You know, you can kind of tell if it's going to be a full tassel or what it's going to be. So I just kind of, that's what I kind of do. So then I kind of find the middle like this. Because see, all my pieces are not even all the same length, you can tell. So I just eyeball and cut. So I'm not exactly straight. So I take mine and I lay it on my string. Got my string here. And I kind of put it in the middle. Let me get this the whole other end. And I'm just going to tie a knot there. If I can get my fingers to cooperate. So I just tie a real tight knot. And then I'm going to tie it again. okay? So this is the start of our tassel. So now you have this, okay? Now, everybody does this part different too, so it's however you want to do it. So I'm going to cut like a piece, I don't know, 10, 12 inches long, like this, okay? Now this is how I do mine. Everybody's different. So you're going to want to kind of come down a little bit from the top of your tassel, and then I just take a tail. I leave my tail right there. Can y'all see? I leave enough to I can tie with, and then I hold my thumb on it, and then I just kind of pull tight, and I wrap this around a few times. The longer your string is, the more of, you know, the neck you're going to have. Once you get to where you only have a little left, I take my little tail that I left and that piece, and then I tie it together. That's how I do mine. Sometimes I do it a little different, but most of the time that's my go-to. And then I just tie it again, and I'm going to tie it again just for good measure because it's going to somebody else's house, and I'd hate for it to fall apart. Y'all forgive me if it falls apart. Okay, and then I just kind of cut them off a little short right there. So there's my little wraparound neck, and you can make it as wide as you want to, okay, depending on how much you cut. And then I'm going to get it all fluffed up and zhuzhed up and all that stuff. And I'm going to kind of, I always just take my hand and put my hand over it and get it all straight. And then I like to just come right here and give it a haircut. So it's about as big as my fist. And I just kind of ruffle it all up and do all this, and then you have a tassel. Real fluffy, cute little tassel. And I'm going to pull some, you can pull all these different fabrics around how you want it. Look how stinking cute. Okay, so now we have that part done. Now we still have this tail, you know, where I tied that on. We're going to do something with it in just a minute. So now I've got to do red, white, red, white. So I'm going to get my beads out over here. See if any of them stuck together. Red, white. Ho, ho, ho. It's Christmas time. We still got to make one more tassel. So I'm going to start with red. And put red, white, red, white. Yes. Oh, thank you, Mary. Everybody has their own way of doing it. You know, it's not a, I guess, you know, it's no right or wrong way, as long as it looks like you want it to look. Poke my string, don't want to go through there. There we go. All right, so there's those. So we got that much. It's looking cute. Okay, now what I do with this tail right here, this where I tied it to the tassel to the string, is I cut it just a little bit. You know, I cut it and leave a little bit. And then I run my beads down over that. Let me get this string that's wanting to get in my way. And I'll show you. I tuck that little tail into that bottom bead right there. Whoop, and it goes right down over it. You'll never see it. That's how I do it. Okay? Whoop! Did I just lose a bead? Nope. Okay, so now we're going to put on our ho ho ho. So, you got your tunnel, and I want it to go this way, you know, so you can read it. It'll be right when you read it. It won't say oh oh oh, it'll say ho ho ho. Tanya, I live in Hernando. Okay. So you can put a piece of tape on the end of your string to get it to go through here, whatever, hot glue, whatever you want to do. But you can just take your little skewer or whatever and poke it right through there. Because you've got a big, see how big that tunnel is compared to the string? You've got a lot of wiggle room in there. So even if you use a bigger piece of jute, it's going to be fine. just tape the end and poke it on through. And so there's that. So now we got ho. Everybody say ho, ho. I'm kidding. All right. And now white's going to go in between. Oh, oh, oh. Norma. Yeah, we don't want it to say oh, oh, oh. We want to say ho, ho, ho. And there again. It won't go through there, so I just poke it through with my skewer. Works well. Now we're going to go do our other ho. Everybody say ho. We got ho squared. Oh, hey, Tina, you're okay as long as you made it. I'm just making this kit, the ho, ho, ho kit. I'm sure when people get theirs in the mail, they're going to have to come watch again. But it's very simple once you see how it's done. How to put your squares together. You're like, oh, I got this. I get it now. I know how she did that. How do I have a knot in my string already? Hadn't even done anything. I got a knot in it. I don't know. All right, a white bead. I'm so funny and happy. I try to be funny and happy. Yeah, the video is going to be here, so if you need to come back and watch it when you get your set, by all means, come back and watch. And you can skip through the parts that you need to see. Okay, now we're on ho squared. We're doing ho, ho, not squared. What is it? To the third power. We don't want to say ho, ho, oh. We want to say ho, ho, ho. Ho, oh, ho. Oh, gosh, that's hard to say. Okay, so we got ho, ho, ho going on. Not oh, oh, oh. Y'all want it to say oh, oh, oh? Oh, oh, oh. Don't put oh, oh, ho, oh, ho, or oh, ho, oh. Don't do that. Do ho, ho, ho. Oh, goodness. Patricia, it's on my site. If you go to the turquoisevalentine.com, there's a place that says shop, but they're currently sold out. I released them at 6:30 tonight, and I released them. This is the second time I released them. And they sold out. I will be making more, but I'll let you know if you want to get on the text. The text number, if you text join to that number, I always tell you when I restock or when I'm going live. So, come on, string. It's getting frazzled. Ho, ho, ho. So anyway, but you can get notified. No, not white. You can get notified when I restock and stuff, so you'll know. All right, so we're getting down to the end. We're going to do the other tassel, so you get to see it twice. I'm trying to get this string to go through there. There we go. That's just the quick way for me to do it. So red. O-I-O. Ohio. Yeah. Round on the ends and high in the middle. Isn't that what y'all say? Lee crafts her magic. I just really love this set. But I have another set that I've done, and I was going to release them both at once, and I was like, this one was such a hit. I was like, oh gosh, I will be overwhelmed. So I will be putting more Christmas stuff out, y'all. It's coming. Okay, so now we have, let me turn it around. They're beads, so they just kind of flip the way they want to. But if I hold it tight enough, it won't. Okay. Ho, ho, ho. Oh, oh, oh. That's when you've eaten too much on Christmas and it's, oh, 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 my stomach. Eating too much candy and food. All right, so y'all know I got way too much string, but I'd rather have too much than not enough. Okay, so now we're going to make our other tassel. So I'm going to start the same exact way. And that fabric wants to fold up on me. He would like the oh, oh, oh. Okay. Brenda, you can do it any way you want to if you wanted to say oh, oh, oh. Y'all can just take turns every day flipping it around in the house to what he wants it to say. Oh, 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 or ho, ho, ho. It's funny. I never thought about it until I got on here, that if you turn it the other way, it says O-O-O. All right. So I'm just layering my fabrics again. And once you've made several of these tassels, you kind of know how long you want your fabric to be, and you just cut them, and it's not difficult. But the kit is $22, and you get all of the squares and the letters and the hat. You don't get the fabric, or you don't get the little twine, but it's all these little squares, and they're all sandwiched in there when you get them, and the letters. That protects them when they ship. They're all in the middle there, and then the hat. And it's all, yeah, it's a dual craft. It's all cut from 1/4 inch birch plywood, so it's not going to deteriorate, it's not going to fall apart, it's not going to do anything. It's going to be there for a long time because it's wood. Okay, so I just kind of fold it in the middle and say, well, is that thick enough? I got to match this side. Yeah. I'll throw another one on for good measure. Let's put the polka dots on top. All right, same thing. Now this end is a little trickier because you don't have both ends of your string to work with. This is the one I don't like. Okay, so I fold it in half again and get all these strings. I'm gonna lay it right there. Now the trick to this side is getting it tight. That's the only thing. And you kind of have to, and I am gonna cut some of my excess string off over here because it's too long. Okay, it's getting it tight. So I lay my beads and my whole thing out, and I push on my beads so I can get it all butted up to this other tassel down here. Okay, so I can get it tight. I don't want it to be tight, because then it won't move. Okay, so you want it to be snug, but not just so tight that it doesn't move. Oh, it's your first time, Karen. Welcome, welcome. I'm making one of my kits that I sell. I normally don't do this. The only reason I'm doing it is because you have to put the pieces together so everybody would know. Normally I just do a craft. Okay, so you want to butt your beads up together like that. And then I just bring I kind of turn my little bundle on its side, and I just loop my string under there, and then try to do the best way I can and tie my knot. Tie that your first part of your shoelace knot, you know, whatever that's called, underhanded knot, overhand knot, whatever it's called. And I'm gonna fold that in half and just kind of pull it tight. And I kind of grab the string down here by the beads and grab this string, and I kind of want to pull it tight, but at the same time I want to pull this side so I can keep getting the slack and getting it tighter, closer to the beads. It's a challenge, I promise, but after you do it a couple of times and see, you'll be like, oh, I got this. So I'm just checking to see how tight it is. Okay, but you don't want it so tight it doesn't move. So I got that part done. Now I'm going to just loop back under and then run my end back through that loop that I just made and tie it again. The best way you can, because it is hard to get up under there between that bead. Okay, so there I got my fabric on there, and then I'm going to cut my string everywhere. I'm going to cut my little tail, and then I'll shove that tail back into that bead just like I showed y'all earlier, just like that, so you can hide it. Okay, so there it is. So see, you don't want it so tight to where it doesn't move. You want a little slack in between there to where it has some kind of move, you know, you can drape it or do whatever you want to. Yeah, the hat goes on there. We're gonna put the hat on. But I almost forgot, so I'm glad you said that. So there's my hat. Now, the hat can do two things. You can either, if you want to tie it in the middle somewhere and let it hang off, you can. But you can either tie your hat up here, or you can tie your hat in this part. So it's up to you. This one I did after the fact, and I tied it around where the beads are. That's how I did mine. It's strictly however you want to do it. But I'm going to take this piece that I cut off, the too long a piece that I had. Oh, Pam Tackett's new, welcome. Okay, same thing. So I'm going to hold my end of my tassel. I'm going to put me a tail. And we can put the, I'll put the hat in this part if you want me to, on this one. But you can definitely just tie it around there if you want to. You don't even have to include it in this little part. So I'm going to leave a tail. And I got my thumb on my string. And then I'm just, whoop, I pulled my tail. I'm going to pull it kind of tight and just start wrapping. Let me get my tail over here so it won't get wrapped up in there. And I'm going to go around a few times. And let's see. I got to put the hat on. If I can get it to go in this. I'm going to cut that off because it had paint in the hole. You see the paint? All right. So there's my hat. I got to think about what I'm doing now. All right. And I'm just going to wrap a couple of more times so my hat don't come off. Come on. And just kind of get it tight where that neck of that tassel will be tight. And then I got to find my tail. The tail that I left out. And tie that long piece to that tail. I'm going to knot it a couple of times. Yep, it's coming together. We're almost done. But like I said, this video will be here. So when you get yours in the mail, you'll be all fixed up and you can sit down and you can fast forward me talking and you can put yours together and you'll know exactly how to do it. So that one, see, I put it on the band of the tassel. This one, you can see my little tails have worked their way out of the bead, but this one I tied at the top of my tassel. Well, see how I just tied it around there. So you can do it however you want to do it. So whatever floats your boat, however you want to do it. But I got to trim my tassel. We got to do the haircut. And sometimes your tassel may be kind of bunched up here. And you can just take the pieces of fabric and pull it down just to get it tight. And where it's not all kind of bunched up because you're sitting there trying to hold it and tie and all that at the same time. And get it all neat and straight at the top. And it will be fine. It makes it all neat at the top. And let me cut this off. Get them all going the same way. So I just kind of put my hand over it. And then I just snip it off, basically. But if you want it to be longer, by all means, do it longer. And then you just kind of manhandle it a little bit. And then you got this cute, cute tassel. Look at how stinking adorable. It says ho, 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 not oh, oh, oh. Y'all, that is so funny. I guess you don't realize it until I see myself in the camera that it's ho, ho, ho and oh, oh, oh. So it's like mine maybe has a little bit bushier tassel. Maybe I made them longer. But it's so easy and so cute, guys. Y'all can so do what you choose with it. Do the colors you want. I love the white and the red just because of Santa Claus. But you could throw some black in here. Throw some buffalo check in here. It would be so, so adorable. Like to get enough to do ho, ho, ho. I can't see what she says. No, Michelle, I won't. I'm not going to restock again before my Nashville trip because I have to pack all the orders that came in today and get those out. I got a dog sit on Monday, and then I got to get ready for my trip. So I'm not going to restock before then. So it will be after my trip before I restock this. But I promise y'all, when I come back, I'll be cutting it. But now I'm just going to scroll on through, and this is going to go to somebody on here. Okay. So I'm just going to scroll back as far, far, far. I'm just going to scroll, 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 scroll. And I'm just going to pick somebody. I'm just going to scroll on back because it's been a while. Susan Kentley Guerreri. It says, good evening, Lee. Hope your day is good and you're going to great and you're feeling awesome. So Susan Kentley, it's on my shirt, I can't see. Susan Kentley Guerreri. If you are on, message me your address and this will come to your house. Susan Kentley is Kennelty. I don't know that I've ever seen Susan's name. She might be new. If you'll message me your address, it's going to come to you. So thank y'all for watching. Thank you, Susan, for watching. Like I said, this video is going to be here. You can come back and see exactly how it's done. But, you know, it's not hard. Those little rectangles and all, it's not hard. But I have some of these sets already. I have some planned for Halloween, for fall. So, because I'm in love with this set. I just love it. I think it's adorable. And I hope you like it as much as I do. Night, Debbie. So I hope y'all enjoy it. And from the way the sales are gone, y'all are enjoying it as much as me. Oh, Susan, you got excited for a second. Well, if for some reason she doesn't claim it, I will come back, you know, probably tomorrow evening, and I'll just randomly pick somebody out of the comments, you know, from the live, and I'll choose again. Oh, Carla, thank you. Oh, you just hopped on, Melanie. Isn't it cute? This is one of my sets in my shop. Easy peasy. Thank you, June. Y'all are so sweet to me. Y'all are sweet people, and I couldn't ask for better followers. I really couldn't. But yeah, so the orders from tonight, I will pack them tomorrow, and they'll probably go out tomorrow. If not, they'll go out Saturday. And I got to tell y'all a story. I was going to the post office the other day, and I didn't actually go when I was planning on going. I usually go in the morning, and for some reason, something held up, and I didn't go. And one of the workers at our post office stabbed another worker at the post office. I was like, oh gosh, I'm glad I wasn't in there when that happened. Yeah, one worker got mad at the other worker and picked up a screwdriver, I think, and stabbed the other worker. But she's going to be okay. But still, that's just terrible. I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah, Sandy, I'll be cutting more. I promise. I will be. Yay, Sherry. Yes, Nancy. So it'll probably be, it won't be next week. It'll be the next week. So even though it's, you know, July's going to come to an end, I'm still going to be cutting them, I promise. Like I said, I'm probably just going to start weeding in some Christmas between now and Christmas. That way it's not such a panicked, oh, you know. And that way you have plenty of time to get all your Christmas stuff made before Christmas, or gifts or whatever. Going postal. Yes, Diane, that's what we said. It's like, oh my gosh, it was horrible. It was terrible. But she's going to be okay. And yeah, the other girl went to jail. I mean, it's just horrible. My son was like, Mom, what would make somebody want to do that? I said, I don't know, honey. They just, I don't even want to say you're having a bad day, because I've had lots of bad days, and I don't know if I could do that or not, but still. Gail, they're in my shop. The best way to tell you to get there is go to theturquoisevalentine.com, and in the corner it says My Shop. You click on My Shop, and it'll take you to my shop. Yeah, God was protecting me, because I would have went that morning. I don't know if I would have went at the time that it happened, but sometime that morning I would have went, and I didn't go. I would have had a heart attack that been going on. The name that I drew was Susan something Guerreri. Y'all butcher names. I'm so sorry. It's Susan Kennelty. I can't even. Y'all, my writing's terrible. That's her name right there. Yeah, but y'all will be seeing me. I'm gonna try to be back Monday and go live Monday night from my son's house, because he lives 2.5 hours away. After dog sitting, I'm gonna try to make it back so I can craft with y'all. And then I won't be live the rest of the week unless I go live at the retreat, because this is going to be a retreat for Brooke Riley with Refab. She's my business coach, as she is a lot of creatives business coach. And there's 80-something of us that's going to be there in Nashville. And so there's a whole bunch of crafters that y'all watch that are going to be there. So I'm sure we'll be going, going live some and laughing and cutting up and doing stuff. And I'm not going to leave y'all out. I'm going to show y'all all the fun and all the stuff to see. So, yes, Judy, it just seems like people just don't have any, I don't know, they need to craft. And then they wouldn't be angry. That's what I say. Crafting keeps the crazy away, for sure. Rita, it did make the Memphis news, because somebody said the news crew was there and everything. So, yes, it did. It was on the Memphis news. I'm driving, Patty. I'm driving. It's only like 3 hours from here, so 3.5 hours. So it's not bad. But I'll be here. I'm hoping to go Monday night. And I'm going to send y'all some puppy pictures too, because I can't wait to see that puppy. Yes, Terry, they're sold out, and I will restock, not next week, but the next, because I'm going on a retreat next week, to a business retreat thing. And I'm going to post pictures and stuff and all that. So thank you, Becky. Yes, I will be restocking when I return, and I'm going to restock the scissors. I'm just waiting on the mailers for the scissors, because they're 12 inches long, so I have to get big mailers so I can roll them up in there and protect them, and I'm waiting for them to come. Yes, Brooke is so sweet, and she's been my business coach for a year and a half, and she's a sweet person, so it's like a business retreat for us, and we're all going to, crafting keeps the crazy away. Yes, Audrey, we need a shirt that says that, because it does. So we're all looking forward to seeing each other and seeing her and learning some stuff too. It's going to be fun. So I'm going to totally post pictures and all that stuff. Craft to get rid of the crazy. Yes, it's the truth. It's just a stress reliever for me. It's like, I started with this, and now I have this. It's like, that's awesome. You know what I'm saying? And a cute fabric, and you got a cute tassel. How could you not be happy? It's not hard. Puppy glam. Yes. Oh, Sheila, you're okay. You can always watch the replay. I just made the little tassel set, my ho-ho-ho set. I just made this set and showed everybody how to make it. So when they get their set in the mail, they'll know how to put it together. That's all. I didn't do like a craft. Normally I craft. So, yeah, and there's the link to my free group. It's Turquoise Valentine's Crafters Reveal. And there's like 12,000 people in there, and they're all awesome crafters. Oh, thank you, Liz. Good night. Hey, Diane. You can always watch replay. I just put together the ho-ho-ho kit. So you know how to put it together. Oh, Rita, you'll have to watch the news. It was yesterday. And I think it was on the news last night, but they may talk about it again tonight. But yeah, it happened. I was like, oh my gosh. How do you get on the texting? Karen, if you'll text on your texting app on your phone, if you'll text join to that number, and you'll automatically be in. Yes, Kathy, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun to see all these people that I've never met, that I've seen on Facebook and, talk to back and forth or whatever. But to meet them in person is going to be lots of fun. Oh, thank you, Tanya. We will. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Rhonda. All right, guys, I'm going to hop off. And so Susan Canelti Guerreri, I'm going to try to say it right. If you'll message me your address, and if she doesn't, y'all, we'll just pick somebody else. All right, guys, I will see y'all Monday. Y'all have a great weekend. Have a great Friday tomorrow. Thanks for watching, as always. Love y'all. Bye, guys.